This is the story of the most powerful demon lord of the century, whose sole and final objective, after conquering the entire world, was to experience the taste of defeat. He was searching for something for which he was reborn, but after half of his wish was fulfilled, fate began to play games him again. So what was the compulsion forced our demon lord to be reborn? To find the answer to this question, watch the entire video created for you. The story begins in a small village in a country where a 10-year-old boy named Ardi is celebrating his birthday. Ardi's parents are very proud of their child because Ardi has been very intelligent and quite skilled using magic since childhood. However, his parents are unaware of a big truth about Ardi. In reality, Ardi, a lord of a previous life who conquered the entire world this time, this very thing leaves Ardi alone. He was so powerful that no one has ever been able to defeat, which is why there was no one for him. His friends also looked at him only the demon lord, because of which he started feeling lonely in the entire world. He also wanted to experience the taste of defeat once, so that he could mix with people and show that he is also like them. But this was not possible in this life. That is why Ardi reincarnated himself again, and he was born in this life with his old powers, and this is the reason why he has been very different from the others since the beginning. Before reincarnating, Ardi had gone to see a girl who was probably still alive. Anyway, as Ardi's parents had told him that Ardi should now think about his future, this reminds Ardi that 10 years have passed, and he has not made a single friend yet. Today, Ardi tries to make friends, but despite being human, his actions are still those of a demon lord, which makes the children see him and run away in fear. Failing here, Ardi was about to try on 3 girls coming from front, but for some unknown reason, Ardi suddenly starts having stomach pain. Ardi felt a pressure inside him while talking to the girls, which he had never felt before. Now, our Ardi somehow gathers courage and approaches the girl, but he does it in a way as he is ordering them to be his friends, which makes the girls think he's crazy and run away in fear. When our Ardi to be the demon lord, the whole world used to dance to his tune, and today even children are ignoring him and leaving, the anger of which is taking out on the dense plants forest. Now, after destroying a large part of the forest, Ardi accepts his fate completely and sits sadly outside the door of his house. T-Tabi Mayor name of an elf comes there, whom Ardi knew. Actually, he is a friend of Ardi's parents. Now, after knowing Ardi's problem, Mayor tells Ardi the right way to approach someone. He explains to him that when approaching someone, one should always have respect and love for the person in front of them. By doing this, he can make anyone his friend. Now, knowing this, Ardi goes back to the village to make new friends. Ardi's parents thank Mayor for showing him the right path and invite him inside for tea. Here, Ardi again tries to talk to the same children who ran away seeing him earlier, and this time too, Ardi overacts innocent, which makes them run away again. Finding himself unsuccessful again, Ardi was having thoughts of ending this whole world. Just then some monsters attack him, but killing them was child's play for him. By the way, Ardi will have to control his anger because if he wants to live a normal life, he cannot do such foolish things. Just then, Ardi hears the scream of a girl from somewhere. Ardi flies to where the sound was coming from. There, a girl was facing a dangerous white wolf, but it looked like the wolf was accidentally trapped there instead of the girl. Ardi starts watching her secretly, but the girl notices Ardi and starts getting nervous seeing Ardi's walking towards her and trying to befriend her, which doesn't work. But Ardi doesn't give up and tries some new method to make his approach even worse. Now, before Ardi leaves disappointed here, someone had replied to face for the first time today. This girl's name is Rin, and she runs away from there after hearing Ardi out and feeling sad. Actually, this girl is even shy and more unconfident than Ardi. Here, Maya was discussing his daughter with Ardi's parents. His problem is also similar to Ardi's. Now, as Maya was leaving, we see Rin hugging Maya while crying. We come to know that Rin is Maya's daughter, and Ardi also sees. Now, after this, Ardi started pursuing Rin to befriend her. He wishes her on her birthday with a bouquet of roses, but his clumsy approach fails too. Still, Ardi was sacrificing self-respect, praising his Juliet like a Romeo on a moonlit night, which annoys her, and she moves further away. Now, Ardi comes back home and checks note, in which he had written tips to approach Rin, none of which were working for some reason. Ardi was just thinking about them. Just then, Ardi hears the scream of many people. All at once, we see that the village has been attacked by a goblin. Ardi goes out and sees goblins chasing those 3 girls. Ardi was about to use magic here, but before that, his father takes care of them. Before Ardi could find out anything about this commotion, he learns that Rin has not returned home, and the reason for this was Ardi himself. Because of him, Rin had gone deeper into the forest. Ardi immediately leaves from there to save her. By the way, Maya was unaware that Ardi could also fly. Anyway, Rin was surrounded by goblin forest here. Rin had pulled out her sword to face them, and they start making fun of her seeing its height. The goblins tell her to call her family loudly so that they can kill them too. These words hurt her because the only family she has is her father, Maya. And because Rin was an elf during her school time, the children with her considered her strange. That's why she could never make a friend till today. Remembering these old things again, she throws her sword. She realizes that she has no reason to live. She had surrendered herself to the goblin, and now the goblins were advancing towards her. Just then, a magic circle is created, which throws all the goblins away from Rin. Artie had arrived there just in time, and today for the first time Rin took his name after seeing Artie, which makes Artie happy too. But the goblin general thought that he could defeat Artie, but seeing a sample of Artie's one eye, he realized misunderstanding. He was quietly trying to escape from them, but Artie doesn't spare him either. Here, Artie's parents in the village were worried about him, while Maya was confident that Artie would keep promise, but we see Rin was angry. She actually wanted to die at the hands of the goblins. Artie tells her he also cannot make friends. He also hesitates to talk to others. But when he talks to Rin, it feels good. That's why he wants to befriend. Now, hearing these sweet words, even Rin melts this time and finally agrees to his friend. Now, many years later, we see Artie, next to whom Rin lies down to wake him up. Artie explains to her that a girl should not enter a boy's room like this, but leaving all these things, Rin asks him to join the magic academy with her. She brings him to the famous magic school there, where the headmaster already knew both of them, because both their parents are famous magicians. He was being so formal with them that they didn't even need to take the entrance exam for admission, but Artie wanted to show everyone his capability by taking the exam. Now after some time, when the result is announced, Rin had passed good marks, but poor Artie couldn't even score 1 mark. But still he passed. Artie felt that someone was playing a joke on him. Just then, the headmaster comes, and we come to know that Artie got 0 marks because he didn't answer any question correctly. But even after getting 0, he passed because the way he answered the question was quite liked by the headmaster. Now after this, the headmaster again starts praising Artie's parents. He tells everyone how Artie's parents saved from a giant dragon, and in this way Artie becomes popular in the entire school, and his wish to live a normal life is shattered. By the way, a girl was watching Artie secretly during time. Anyway, if Rin was very happy after getting admission, Artie was worried about whether he would be able to mix with people, and yes, he was also unaware that his parents had been heroes. But after seeing a smile on Rin's face, he forgets everything. But when they both enter the class, they are surrounded by the entire class. They had become so famous that everyone wanted to be friends with them, but there were some who were jealous of their popularity. Among them, a boy named Spinner was harassing a girl. He was humiliating her by saying that her admission here was by sleeping with someone. Rin stands up against this and asks him to apologize, which he flatly refuses because this girl's parents work in Spinner's house, meaning this girl is also Spinner's servant. Now Artie was also getting angry, so Spinner challenges Artie to a fight, in which, if Artie wins, he will apologize to that girl. Rin warns Artie that Spinner is no ordinary child. He had crossed the first level of magic at a young age. Now, before Artie could make a decision, Lady Olivia comes there, whose presence made Artie nervous, because when Artie the Demon Lord, Lady Olivia was one of Artie's 4 special generals, and now he's afraid that Olivia might recognize. By the way, Olivia is their class teacher, and she had heard their conversation, and she also gives permission to fight, after which we see them both in the battle. Here Artie will have to be careful to win this fight without coming into Olivia's sight. Just then, Spinus shows Artie his knees and uses high-level fire magic on him, which was like a gust of wind for the reborn Demon Lord. His high-level magic couldn't even crack Artie's protection. Spinus also realized that he was taking the battle too lightly. That's why now he does his 2 special attacks on Artie simultaneously. But Artie's protection will easily ignore them because they were not special attacks at all, they were just fire magic. So now Artie shows him what a flame attack is called, which Spencer cannot bear and accepts defeat. He had also apologized to that girl, but Artie was badly trapped here. Now, Artie forgot in the flow that also watching a match, and he had protection along flame attack so that Spinus would not get hurt by his attack, which Olivia had also. Let me tell you that 2 magics is not possible in today's generation, which Artie had demonstrated in front of everyone. But for now, Olivia ignores this and tells everyone that today the class we skipped and only practical classes we held. That is why she asks all the students to groups of 3. Everyone wanted to form a group with Artie and Rin, but Artie and Rin form a group with that girl because she was standing separately from everyone else there. Now, after this, everyone is taken to the underground dungeon where they had to eliminate a monster and bring a part of its body as proof, and according to very easy for Artie. Now, before Olivia could make Artie real summons during the conversation, Artie leaves from his team, and as soon as they go a little further, they encounter a black wolf. Seeing its terrifying form, that girl fell down in fear, but Artie and Rin burn that with their magic, which makes that girl feel a little disappointed because she is nothing more than a burden for them here. Now their team's work was finished here, but Artie wanted to help her. He talks about teaching her magic, which she initially refuses, but she agrees after Rin explains it. Artie demonstrates the correct way to do magic, which she is unable to do even after trying, which lowers her opinion of herself even further. This girl's name is Jenny, and her low confidence is due to her bad past. Actually, since the beginning, Spinner and his companions never let Jenny get ahead. She has always been bullied by them. That's why today her thinking about herself has become like this. So, to help her, Artie teaches her how to create an powerful magical spirit circle with which she burns the wolf coming from the front. By the way, this was the first time Rin had seen such magic, because magic was created by Artie, which is no ordinary thing. Both of them couldn't believe his feat. By the way, Jenny was able to use this magic, which increased her confidence a little, but suddenly the ground beneath their feet gives way, and they enter the dungeon boss's area. The dungeon boss here was very powerful and terrifying. Condition Artie makes thin. He wanted Jenny the final attack, but Jenny already very scared. She wanted to back away from this, but Artie motivates her with his words. And following his advice, she takes out all the anger of Spinner and his friends on the dungeon boss with the magic he taught her. Finally, they defeated the dungeon boss and brought his heart as proof. But Spinner doesn't believe them and makes fun of them by calling them liars, which makes Jenny slap him hard this time. Spinner was threatening to ruin Jenny's family when Rin spills garbage on him, and after so much humiliation, they run away from them. A good friendship had also developed between Rin and Jenny, which makes Artie happy too, that the first day of their academy went very well, and now he can go back happy. But just then, Olivia stops him. She wants to ask Artie many things. We come to know that the headmaster wants Artie to participate in the student battle event on behalf of their academy, but Artie refused. Artie's made to understand it's necessary for the future of the academy increase its budget because the Queen is also going to attend tournament. So Artie starts giving a sermon there that he will only use his power for the welfare of the people. Then Miss Olivia comes forward and says that she also had a stepbrother who used to talk exactly like him. But one day he suddenly reincarnated himself without telling anyone. Suddenly Artie's mind changed and he asks for some time to think about their offer. Olivia tells that she will find out his truth, but Artie was only worried that his scholarship might not be cancelled if he doesn't participate in the tournament. Just then, Jenny comes from in front of him. She immediately asks Artie to go on a date with her. Artie was about to refuse her, but seeing her beautiful big eyes, he agrees to go on a date. Just then, Rin also jumps between them, and she also wanted to go on a date with him. Jenny had no problem with this. From her point of view, Artie should have a whole harem. Rin didn't know about the harem, so Jenny tells her about it, which makes her mind explode. Rin clearly states there that she will not share Artie with anyone. Now, after the academy, the three of them come on their date. Artie praises Jenny's dress, which makes Rin ask him to praise hers too. By the way, these three have come to watch a play on their first date, where Artie comes to know that the play being shown here is about his past life. Jenny was a little scared while watching this play, that's why she clings to Artie, which makes Artie hard. Just then, Rin also clings, which makes Artie face difficult controlling himself. Then Artie noticed play of his being shown completely rubbish. The girl we saw at the beginning of the series was actually Artie's battle partner, Lydia, who even scolded the demon lord Artie during the battle, and in this play, an affair is shown between the two of them. Now, after coming out of here, Jenny starts clinging to Artie again and tells Artie that he is very special, which makes Rin feel bad, and she starts pulling Artie towards her. But Jenny had planned something special for them, the path which goes the colourful street. Now Artie had covered Rin's eyes so that she wouldn't see all. Now, as they walk forward, Artie suddenly stops. He had heard the conversation of some people who wanted to kidnap the Queen. Artie was about to leave the date here and follow them, but Rin and Jenny insist on going. They follow them, come to the underground sewer, where they see that these people have made a big magic circle on the wall. Artie probably understood their plan. He was about to tell Rin and Jenny too, but they had been caught. Actually, they knew from the beginning that they were being followed, and Artie also understood that they were not going to kill them, because if they had wanted to kill them, they had a good chance to do a surprise attack. So, their leader is the magic circle and burns Artie's body, after which they start laughing loudly, but nothing happened to Artie from their attack. On the contrary, he destroys their magic circle's magic. They were a little nervous because they also understood that Artie was no ordinary human. By the way, Artie doesn't have much time because he has to go back to his date too. He uses ice and magic there, in which only their leader was able to stay on his feet, which was Artie's own wish. Actually, Artie wants to know their motive, but we come to know that this is not a human but a demon who makes a wormhole and runs away from there. Artie was about to chase him, but Rin and Jenny remind him that the demon can fly, and it is not possible to chase him by climbing the tunnel. Then Artie surprises them by flying and chases the demon, burning his body, which makes him come out of the hole burning, and everyone's attention is drawn towards him. Now, to escape from Artie, the demon takes a child hostage. The situation there had become critical. Everyone was panicking and running here and there. Now, to bring this situation under control, Artie reveals in front of everyone that he is the son of those heroes who saved the village from the dragon, and today he will teach this demon a lesson to maintain peace village. Artie had also saved the child with his illusion magic, which the demon didn't even realize. The demon also understood that this boy was hiding his truth. In reality, he is something else. He tries to run far away from Artie, but Artie incinerates him with his magic beam, and after this feat, Artie had become the hero of all of them, and his dream of living a normal life was also shattered. But because of today's event, they got a chance to meet the Queen, where Artie requests her to increase the Academy's budget so that he won't have to participate in the tournament. But just then Rin raises her head and starts calling the Queen by her name, which destroys their image in the court. But later we come to know that the Queen and Rin have been good friends since childhood, and the princess also gives a warning to everyone to respect Rin. By the way, they have been called here to be rewarded, but Artie doesn't know what an ordinary citizen say in this situation. Now, whatever the princess says, Artie starts answering yes to all of them, in which the Queen had also said that as a reward for Artie, she wants to become the mother of his child, meaning she wants Artie to impregnate her. But just then, Rin shouts that she will not let that happen. Artie is only her right. Jenny tells the Queen that if they also want Artie, they will have to join Artie's harem. But actually, this is a small joke played by the princess. And in reality, Artie's rank made Pentagon as a reward, against which the entire assembly stood up, because the Pentagon rank is not for an ordinary citizen. Artie also didn't want this. He respectfully tells the Queen he just wants the budget of his academy increased. Now, this statement of Artie impresses the princess and more, that Artie is thinking about the welfare of everyone instead of himself. She increases the budget of the academy along with Pentagon rank as a reward. Now, to avoid any controversy over the again, they had also set some conditions that Artie will have to join the Shadow Army, Queen's Special Army. In return, Rin's rank also made Pentagon. Also, at request, Jenny also given a triangle status. But Artie was not happy with all this, because the more he tries to live a normal life, the more difficult things are getting for him. On the other hand, we see the same people who had a new leader this time, but they also knew that facing Artie was not possible for them. But they also have a monster that has the power to shake the entire world. Rather, he wants to suppress the entire world and make it a place suitable for the Lord to rule. Now, on Artie's next Academy Day, a girl proposes to Artie in the Academy, but Artie had rejected her proposal. But he tells her that they can be good friends. Hearing this, maybe that girl felt bad about Artie's words, but Artie was thinking wrong. Actually, that girl was a complete red flag. She was even ready to go to bed to make Artie. Just then, Rin sees them. Seeing her angry face, that girl quickly slips away from there. Now Artie thanks Rin for saving him, but Rin had puffed up her face. By the way, we see that even after the budget increase, the headmaster is still sad, because his real aim was to bring Artie's potential forward in front of all the students by making him participate in the tournament. Actually, the headmaster wants to make Artie an academy teacher, in which the biggest problem was that normal students would not accept Artie as a teacher. So, Professor Jessica tells him to leave everything to her. Here, Artie was thinking in his room about how to appease Rin. Just then, Jenny comes into his room. She had covered her upper body. She closes the door and shows Artie her new dress. But Artie, innocent and naive, says that she will catch a cold. But Jenny has come here with a purpose, which was Jenny's harem idea. Because of it, Artie has become very popular among all the girls in the academy, which is fine with him, but he won't like it if she plays bed-breaking games with someone else before him. That's why today she has come to make Artie scream. Here, on the other hand, Rin also started feeling guilt. She takes out a dress from the cupboard. Here, Artie's eyes have not awake. That's why Jenny used Charming Eye on, which will make Artie unable to place now. She lays Artie down, starts getting close. Just then, Rin also enters the room and starts apologizing to Artie without making eye contact. But when she sees a human sandwich in front of her eyes, her mind goes crazy, and she starts throwing all kinds of things at Artie, after which she starts crying there. Jenny closes the door and tells her stop being childish, otherwise otherwise Artie would dislike her more of her action. By the way, Rin came to Artie's room wearing such a dress because Artie's mother had told her that after seeing girls in such dresses, boys start agreeing to everything they say without any question. Artie started getting worried about what kind of trash his mother was filling his innocent's mind. Jenny also starts making fun of her childishness. Seeing this, Rin gets angry and puts all the blame on Jenny. Because of the harem idea, Artie is surrounded by girls all the time. So Jenny starts teasing Rin again, which annoys Rin, and this time she challenges Jenny to a duel, in which if she loses, she will stop trying to get close to Artie. Along with this, conditions of fighting without clothes also start being made between, which makes Artie's temper rise, and he shouts at both and makes them sit down. He asks both to apologize to each other, otherwise he will not have dinner with them tonight, which scares both the girl, and they apologize to each other. After this, they were about to shake hands each other, but just then, Professor Jessica comes in. She had heard all those things about the duel. That's why she asks both of them to participate in the tournament. Doing this will make it clear who's better for Artie. Also, if Artie's students win, Artie's reputation will increase. The academy will make it easy for the headmaster to make Artie a teacher. Now, just as Artie had said, Rin also tells Jessica that she wants to use her power to the wealth of people. Jenny all agreed with, but when Jessica tells them that after Artie becomes a teacher, he will be given a dress to both have become ready to participate in the tournament. Soon, the day of the tournament also arrives, and Artie's and Rin's parents are invited to the tournament commentary, in which Artie's father did not seem particularly interested in it, and Artie's mother's interest was more in girls' short clothes than in the battle. Seeing all this, Artie was feeling embarrassed there. Anyway, the next match was Rin's, and she was also nervous for her battle. Artie was also praying for Rin's defeat there because he doesn't want to become the academy's teacher. But with the spirit circle magic taught by Artie, she wins this battle. And the next match was Jenny's. Jenny challenges Rin to meet in the final. After they both win every match of theirs and stand in front of each other in the final. Seeing his daughter in the final, Maya became a little emotional. He remembers that Rin was not like this from the he tells while commenting that Artie has taught Rin a lot since the first time they met. Sometimes he is surprised, thinking how Artie has such amazing leadership skill. Anyway, now the final round when Rin and Jenny is started, but suddenly Artie senses something's wrong. We see that a person from the same was present this stadium is now coming, seeing or sitting next to him scream, and there is a commotion in the entire stadium. Now the remaining hidden demon sons also come out and start destroying the entire stadium. Professor Jessica tells them that the attack has happened all over the city. That's why they will have to separate and save everyone. Jessica goes to save Rin and Jenny, and everyone else also separates. By the way, Rin and Jenny fight toward the demon and were also supporting each other in difficulty. Just then a crystal monster comes out of the earth. Jenny's and Rin's combo attack on it also failed, but to save his daughter, Maya stands in front of them and bows it down with powerful magic. Finally, Maya destroys that crystal monster by using all his strength. Then suddenly a hand passes through his body. It was none other than Jessica, who had planned this from the beginning to kidnap Rin. Jessica's real name is Elzard, and she is actually the frozen dragon king. Jenny stops Elzard and gives Rin a chance to run away, but Elzard was very powerful and completely merciless. She was about to kill Jenny, came in her way. Rin tries to stop her, which was useless. That's why Rin threatens Elzard to kill herself. Elzard also wanted Rin alive. That's why this time she spares Jenny's life and takes Rin with her after taking out her. Now, after some time, Artie heals Maya with healing magic. After regaining consciousness, Maya tells everyone that El's the same dragon who had almost destroyed the earth thousands ago. Artie doesn't care who or what her motive. He just sees that he has to save Rin. Seeing his parents feel proud of him. After this, Maya takes Artie to a palace, inside which there are all kinds of weapons. And from here, Artie chooses any weapon of his choice. Artie thanks and leaves from there. But Artie's father was quite worried about one thing. Maya says that they have no other choice but to rely on Artie. But they didn't mean. They ask Maya if he won't tell Artie the truth. Maya says that before meeting Artie, Rin used to hide behind four walls all the time. Any person outside had become the reason for her fear. But now, because of Artie, Rin has completely changed. But perhaps this would never have happened if Artie Rin's truth, and he doesn't want to snatch away Rin's only friend by telling Artie the truth. After this, a small past of young Rin and Artie is shown. When Rin asks Artie if he will really be her friend and will never leave, Artie promises that he will never leave. Then Artie asks Rin for her identity, and when Rin tells him, Artie starts appearing from there, and we come to know that this was just a scary dream of Rin. Elsa has kept Rin captive behind the mountain. Just then, Elsa comes there, talking about starting a ritual. Elsa says that she wants Rin's blood. Rin was surprised and asks how she knows about it. So Elzard summons a demon there, whom Rin can also see. She tells her that this demon is made from the skin of several evil gods, whom the old demon lord Bartus, Ardi in his previous life, had killed, and Rin's blood is the key that can bring the evil gods back to life. Elsa wants to destroy the world with their help, because this world has become soft like a strawberry with love and brotherhood, and she doesn't like strawberries, she likes only chocolate. Rin says that my Ardi will come and destroy you. Elsa doesn't take her threat serious, Ardi man after all, and she asks Rin if Ardi knows truth, which makes his face sad. On the other side, we come to know from Maya's word these people are actually from the royal family who should nation, but the blood of evil gods flows inside them, which people not accept. That's why these people are ruling the nation through someone else. By the way, Ardi doesn't care whether Rin is an evil god or their descendant, he just knows that Rin is kind and that is enough for him. Meanwhile, Elzard attacks them with a lightning spell, but nothing happens to Ardi from this because this staff of Ardi can nullify any lightning attack. Now Elzard gets angry and starts attacking blindly. As soon as she comes down, Ardi burns her with a fire attack, but nothing happened to her even from which she was also proud of. So Ardi throws his staff towards her and says that there is nothing in this world that cannot be destroyed.